Everybody, hope you're doing okay. Welcome again to Portugal. I come across the mainland at Olhão to do a sessions day, 12 by 400s with a minute recovery, 3-minute jog, and then into 6 200s with 75-second recovery. So starting my sort of 5k training. I'm going to try and push these too much because I'm a bit worried that something will break. At 56, you have to be a bit cautious with these speed sessions. Kind of with my bread and butter back in the day. I think my best ever 10 400s was averaging 64. I'm not sure I could even do 64 for a 300 at the moment. So I just want to sort of feel this good effort. I thought today I'd do a bit of an experiment. I haven't actually got the Vaporfly 3s yet, if anyone's wondering. Seemed to be a problem with the larger UK 13 and 14 sizes. Was Rob Weatherall, who's one of my viewers who ordered a 14, also hasn't had it, and I've ordered the 13 and it's still waiting shipment. It has been for the last 3 or 4 days. Rob had contacted Nike and said there's some problem, but they didn't sort of indicate that it was like a terminal problem. We would get them eventually, but obviously no good to me this week anyway, so I'm hoping they'll be back when I get back and I can give you my thoughts on them. So today I've got the original NEXT in, one of my older pairs here, and I've actually got the Stryd on today. I haven't been using the Stryd much since Seville Marathon. I kind of abandoned it, but I thought since it's by the coast, I might do a bit of a Stryd wind test to see if we can actually detect any wind. Compare it with the Garmin. I'll just run these efforts as is, and then we'll look at the data later. So anyway, I've done my warm-up, just need to do a few strides to make it onto it. The boat's going at 5 and it's already about sort of gone 4, so I don't have much time here. Need to crack on. Right. We've got the railway here. It was like a shoe on a bit of railway, done it into my video, so we might see a train if we're lucky. The trains don't go that often, but you can get a train from Olhão to Faro with an intermediate stop, so I might actually do that one day actually, see if I can explore around there a bit. And also you can go all the way to the Spanish border at Santo Antonio de something, I can't remember. You can't actually sort of cross there on the train, unfortunately, so it was all halfway to Seville, but unfortunately you can't actually get to Seville, so we're kind of quite close here, but not close enough. Well, 2 more strides I think and then we're ready to go. Right, I think I need to hide my GoPro so I don't have to run with it, just talk to it now and again between intervals. So yeah, 128 and 125, so definitely it was harder going back towards Olhão. Hard full stop though in these 400 intervals. Don't feel like I'm actually dying, but I sort of kind of feel like that first one I was already sort of trying as hard as I could after one. But so at least we got the consolation of being slightly used on the way back anyway. Right, 10 more to go. Seems a long way. Okay, 4 down. I feel like I'm sort of it's relaxed cruising. It's hard work, but I feel like I'm sort of quite fit aerobically. So what I was saying with Matt, certainly the sunshine helps to get a bit of speed out. Certainly enjoying this sort of thing, but psychologically it's just so much harder, I think, these sort of harder reps than marathon pace, because the pain is sort of real. Marathon pain is kind of, it just sort of comes onto you with dead legs and stuff like that. So certainly a different type of pain for sure. These people that say that ultras are the hardest, I don't really agree. Well, I haven't really done an ultra apart from that 55k run. Okay, halfway through the 4s. Feel like he's sort of getting somewhere now. Oh, 125 that one, so yeah, pleased with that. I was thinking if I can get these all under 130, that would be good. So I'm doing all right so far. Yeah. I don't feel too much lactate, yeah, but there's an element that I'm just cruising. Can't really find this really top end speed, but that's not really the point of today anyway, is it? Okay, 10 done. Another 30 seconds to go. I think I have to do the 2s all the way back to the ferry because it's about a mile and a bit from here. So I don't want to miss that one because it's the last one. And water taxi, €30. But yeah, he's going okay. I think it'll stable at about 124 to 127, depending on which one I'm going. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, the 4's done. Last one at 125, so I was pleased with that, yeah. I think on the track in the summer, if I was really into this, I would be looking for about 80, 82. So yeah, not far off. So that was good. Right, I've got a 3-minute sort of jog recovery now. I've got how long till the boat goes? 18 minutes. So I think I could do this little 3-minute jog and then 2 of the 200s, and I'll have to run back to the ferry, finishing off the 200s. If that makes any sense. Okay, 2 of the 200s done. 2:38. Didn't feel like I was working that much harder, but it's that half a distance. I feel like I was sort of striding out, bouncing more actually. So it does make a bit of difference. And yeah, get 15 seconds rest. Right, I'm gonna have to do the next one along the blue track, which is more or less exactly 200 actually. It's quite a good benchmark. And then run it back to the ferry because it's now 16:49, ferry goes at 5, so danger of missing this one if I'm not careful. what you want to see at 200 with holding the GoPro, but it'll have to do, won't it? Other 38. Okay, so 10 minutes to the ferry goes, 3 200s to do, about a mile and a bit, back to the ferry point. Wind against downhill. Oh, I'm getting tired, or just that was holding the GoPro at 41, but I'll take it. Fasten the 40. This bit on my right has been redone recently. Like bars and restaurants and stuff. This is on the waterfront road. I think I've got one of the course records up and down here. You have to time it when the wind's right and when there's not many tourists around, and it's on a cobbly service, so it's quite a tough one. Right, 2 more things to go. This is the big hotel in Olhão. Oh, another 42. The legs are going a bit now. A good session. Right, let's cross over that in, run over. To look both ways because it's not natural to look this way, is it? 6 minutes to the ferry, guys. I think we're okay because we're running about half a mile to go. This boardwalk can be a bit dicey, actually. More dicey than the pebbles, bizarrely. Okay, just go through this boardwalk bit. Oh, looks a bit busy up ahead. Let's see what we can do. 41 to finish. This is as hard as the reps. Jump back to the finish thing. I've still got 2 minutes though, so it should be okay. We're just coming into it now. Oh my god. Right, made it, I think. Let's get on before I drop or anything. Okay, on the boat. What's the time? 16:59, so 1 minute. Oh, David Sue said I left it longer than usual. I think I caught one once when I was on my bike, by about literally 10 seconds, and that was awkward because I'd have to lock my bike up somewhere here, because you know I can't take boats on the mainland. Anyway, I hope you found this interesting. Like and subscribe on that, and see you in a minute when we'll do some data analysis of the Stryd and the Garmin, see how it copes with the wind and the air power, that sort of stuff. So this map shows what I did. So I started here, this is the ferry here, so I ran down here for warm up, and I did actually my intervals on this stretch here. So I did find it was actually felt easier going back from Olhão, so going back this direction. Although bizarrely, the Garmin Connect wind is saying 9 miles an hour from the north. And when I actually did the 200 meter rep sort of back this way, with supposedly the wind behind, I actually felt the wind was going the other way. So on Stryd, the wind direction is somewhat different, which makes it somewhat confusing. And this is saying it's coming from the west, but actually that direction was the direction I thought was actually slightly harder when I was doing it, and then I was going back the other way, sort of actually going west, as it were. I thought that was slightly easier, so that's kind of odd. So I plotted all the results here on a spreadsheet as normal. So the odd 400s when I was heading towards Olhão, which I thought was a slightly harder direction. And interestingly, it's kind of reflected in the Stryd power. So you've got 3% basically when I'm going that direction, and basically 2% when I'm going the other way. So I did actually almost always actually run slightly faster when I had less air power. So that suggests that I had effectively a bit more of a tailwind, as it were. So you can see there the fastest one was 81.9. And I think it was only this set here, 9 and 10, where going back towards Olhão was slightly quicker. But definitely it seemed like the air power was reflecting how I was feeling. Whereas this Garmin power was kind of interesting. It's almost as if the weatherized report from the Garmin, which it takes, was actually going the other way, because you notice here I've got way more power going with wind behind, allegedly,
than I did going the other way, although my times were faster. So I'm not sure whether that's just reflecting the fact that I was slightly faster with the wind behind, inverted commas, to the other way. The 200s were, again, a bit more confusing. I did the first 3 on the cycle track there. The first 2 exactly the same as the 400, going back to Olhão, the first one, and back from Olhão, the second. And interesting, on that occasion, the first 200 was actually my fastest one, which kind of reversed what happened earlier on. But going back the other way, with actually a slower time, I was actually a lot higher Garmin power. So it kind of suggests that the Garmin thinks that the wind was going basically the opposite direction to what I was actually feeling. So that's kind of strange, and perhaps sort of a limitation of using a weather report when it may not be completely accurate for that particular location. And this fourth one here, I was actually running slightly down the hill on the side of the main road, but I think I said in the video, that it felt like a headwind, which is completely the opposite direction to what Garmin was actually saying. So again, here I got quite a low Garmin power, 421, but I actually got more Stryd air power there than I did later on down the seafront, where it seemed a lot calmer. So I would argue in this particular instance, the power's a bit rubbish, really. I think basically it's got some very strange results here. Don't think I can really sort of say that this is really helping me much, which is probably why I've abandoned it in general the scheme of things. But yeah, maybe it's a case of going to a day where it's really, really windy, obviously one way or the other, and repeating this test again. But the actual session was good, so that was pleasing in itself.